A North Face fleece at Nordstrom. $169. Same polyester, same weight, same construction from a brand you have never heard of for $35. The only difference is the logo stitched into the chest. 6 outdoor brands charging you for a patch. 3 that actually earn the money. The last one is sitting on a shelf at your nearest Walmart right now. And number 6 on the avoid list invented the entire category and then went bankrupt 3 times. The tag is never the jacket. Let us read what is inside it. Number 1 on the avoid list. The North Face, credit where it is earned first. The North Face started in 1968 outfitting actual climbers and real expeditions. For decades, that half-dome logo meant something on a real mountain. But look at where it sits now. The North Face is owned by VF Corporation, the same conglomerate behind Timberland, Vans, Dickies, Smartwool, and JanSport. One corporation, a closet full of logos. And the bulk of what North Face sells in 2026 is not expedition gear. It is lifestyle fashion. The Nuptse puffer on a parking lot sidewalk. The fleece that never leaves a coffee shop. The fashion lines run mid-tier fill and proprietary membranes, not the top-end technical builds the brand made its name on. You can pay $200, $300, $400 for a jacket priced on a mountaineering legacy that has nothing to do with your morning walk. To be fair, the North Face Summit Series is still genuine technical gear. That line is real. But that is not what you are pulling off the rack. Most buyers are paying an expedition price for a coffee shop jacket. Your favorite walking fleece was built to be photographed at brunch, not to summit anything. The logo remembers the mountain. The jacket forgot it. The next one charges the most for a reason that has nothing to do with warmth. Number 2, Canada Goose. North Face at least started on a real mountain. Canada Goose started on a real parka. But the price left the parka behind a long time ago. A Canada Goose parka runs $800, $1,000, $1,200, and beyond. And yes, it is a warm coat. But warmth is a number, and that number is fill power. Much of the Canada Goose line is built on 625 fill power down. Good, not elite. An honest technical brand gives you 800 fill power for half the price and 800 traps more warmth per gram than 625. So what is the extra $500 to $700 buying you? The circular patch on the sleeve. The status read across a winter sidewalk. I will give them this. The better parkas are well built, and the brand backs its coats with a warranty. But well-built does not explain a 4-figure price when an honest 800 fill power parka does the same job for half. You wore a wool coat for 20 winters without a logo on the sleeve. It kept you warm. A $1,200 patch does not add warmth. It adds visibility. And visibility is not a spec you can measure on a tag. Now let us talk about the brand you see at every department store and every trailhead in America. Number 3, Columbia. Columbia is a mass-market brand priced on the strength of its name. It owns Mountain Hardwear and Sorel, so the conglomerate pattern repeats here too. The membranes are Columbia's own proprietary Omnitech system. And here is the honest read. They are mid-spec. They work in light conditions, but they are not in the same league as a real Gore-Tex shell for sustained waterproof, breathable performance. None of that would be a problem at a budget price. The problem is that Columbia prices on brand familiarity. You know the name, so you trust the rack, and that recognition lets it charge a premium over the actual spec. On a deep discount, Columbia can be decent value. Mountain Hardwear, under the same roof, makes seriously strong technical gear. But the mainline Columbia jacket at full price is middle-of-the-road performance wearing a household name. You trust the name because you have seen it at every trailhead parking lot for 30 years. That is not a spec, that is marketing doing its job. The next one might be the most personal for women watching this. Number 4. Land's End. Land's End was the catalog you kept on the nightstand. Reliable quality, a no questions asked return policy, and a brand that women over 50 trusted for decades. Then it was sold to Sears in 2002. It was dragged through the Sears bankruptcy. Now it is owned by private equity. The catalog quality has dropped. Thinner fabrics, less durable construction, and a return policy that is not what it used to be. Some basics are still fine for the price, a turtleneck, a canvas tote, nothing complicated. But the brand lives on the memory of quality it delivered 10 years ago. The Land's End that arrived in a brown box and lasted a decade does not exist anymore. The catalog does. The quality behind it moved on. You remember a brand that earned your trust with every order. What shows up now is a name that rents that memory. If this kind of breakdown is useful to you, I put everything I know into a guide. 52 clothing and shoe brands scored and ranked with the exact quality checks I use in every video. A year ago, I was buying the same brands you are buying and assuming expensive meant better. Then I started checking labels and doing the math. What I found rewrote my entire shopping list. The link is right below in the comments. 2 more brands to avoid, and then 3 you can actually trust. The third one might already be sitting on a shelf at your nearest Walmart. Number 5. Marmot. Marmot started as a serious climbing brand. 2 college students in the 70s tested gear on real mountains. The name meant something in technical circles for decades. Now it is owned by Newell brands. The same conglomerate is behind Rubbermaid, Yankee Candle, Coleman, and Sharpie markers. The outdoor division has been reorganized and restructured multiple times under that ownership. The membranes are Marmot's own proprietary systems, Nano Pro and Membrane, which are budget alternatives to Gore-Tex. The prices run $200 to $350 for jackets with mid-tier construction. For a weekend hike, a rainy walk, nothing extreme, Marmot still works. But the price leans on a mountain climbing reputation that the parent company's product line no longer supports. The same corporation that makes your kitchen trash bags is setting the margin on your hiking jacket. That should tell you where the priority sits. And that brings us to the last brand on the avoid list. This one earned its place more than any other, because every brand you just heard about is selling a product that this one invented. Number 6. Bauer. Start with the respect because this one earned it. In 1936, Bauer invented the quilted down jacket. It was patented in America. He nearly died of hypothermia, and he worked out that baffled down was the answer, not a marketing story. This is the actual origin of the down jacket you and everyone else wears. Bauer outfitted real expeditions for decades. He put the parka on the first American to summit Everest in 1963. Here is the fall. Bauer collapsed through bankruptcy after bankruptcy, 3 times in about 2 decades. The name is now owned by Authentic Brands Group, a licensing house. The stores were shut down in early 2026. The e-commerce was handed off to another operator. The company that invented the down jacket is now a logo for rent. No stores, no craftsmen, just an intellectual property asset traded between holding companies. On a closeout rack, you can still find decent pieces at low prices. But at the heritage price the logo still reaches for, you are funding a licensing arrangement, not the expedition pedigree the name implies. Your mother might have owned a real Bauer down coat. The one on the website today shares the name and nothing else. The man who invented warmth could not outlast the holding companies that bought his name. But the real gear never went away. It just moved to companies that never traded function for fashion. Here are 3 that earn the money. First brand to trust. Patagonia. Patagonia is the opposite of everything you just heard. The founder gave the company away. It is now structured so that profits go toward environmental causes, not shareholders. Not a marketing line printed over a holding company. A legal restructuring of who the company answers to. The ironclad guarantee stands behind every product. If it fails, they repair it, replace it, or refund it. The Worn Wear program repairs your old gear and resells it. The philosophy is to keep the jacket out of the landfill, not sell you a new one every season. The specs back the ethos. 800 fill traceable Goose down. Shells in 100% recycled nylon. A Patagonia down sweater runs around $280 to $330. Elite fill at a fraction of a Canada Goose parka, from a company that will repair it for life rather than sell you next season's version. Buy once, repair forever. The exact opposite of the conglomerate model at the top of this list. The company wants you to keep it 20 years, not replace it when the logo falls out of fashion. The tag is never the jacket. And here, the tag actually stands behind the jacket. Patagonia proves the gear is still out there. The next one proves you do not have to pay Patagonia prices to get it. Second brand to trust. REI Co-op. REI is a member-owned cooperative. No shareholders to please, no conglomerate setting the margin. The annual member dividend gives you money back on what you spent. That changes what they build and how they price it. The REI Co-op House brand offers technical specs at 30 to 50% less than the name brands. Gore-Tex shells, 650 to 800 fill down, taped seams, real DWR finishes. The same membranes the status brands use, minus the logo premium. Not every piece is top tier. Some budget items are basic. But the technical line, the Magma Down jackets, the Zero Dry GTX shells, those perform at or above the level of the name brands on the avoid list. And they cost significantly less. A co-op does not need your loyalty to a logo. It needs your membership. And that is a fundamentally different relationship than a conglomerate selling you a patch. REI brought the price down. The next one brings it down even further, and you can buy it where you already shop. Third brand to trust. And this is the one most of you have never heard of. Decathlon. Decathlon is the largest sporting goods company in the world. Over 1,600 stores across 70 countries, and most Americans have never heard the name. The reason is simple. They spend the money on the gear, not on the billboard. Decathlon designs, tests, and manufactures everything in-house. Over 100 of their own brands, each built for a specific sport or activity. Their Quechua hiking line and Four-Class trekking line offer waterproof membranes, 800 fill-down jackets, and technical layering systems for prices that make the avoid list look like a joke. A Four-Class down jacket with 800 fill runs around $100 to $130. The same fill power Patagonia charges $280 for at less than half the price. And here is the part you will like. You do not have to order from a website you have never visited. Decathlon products are now available at Walmart and Target, and they ship free from decathlon.com with free returns. You can walk into a store you already shop at and pick up technical outdoor gear that outperforms brands charging 3 to 4 times more. Nobody at the trailhead will recognize the logo. But that is the point. You are buying the membrane, the fill, and the construction, not the patch. You have never seen a Decathlon billboard in America. And that is exactly why a down jacket with 800 fill costs $115 instead of $400. The money went into the jacket, not the campaign. The tag is never the jacket, and Decathlon proves it for less money than anyone else on this list. Read the fill power on the tag. 800 fill power traps more warmth per gram than 625 every single time. Read the membrane. A real Gore-Tex shell beats a proprietary mid-tier laminate. Read the warranty. A lifetime warranty that is honored beats a logo and a fine print dodge. A $1,200 Canada Goose parka and a $115 Decathlon down jacket. The same 800 fill power. One costs 10 times more. The down does not know the difference. Only your credit card does. Tell me in the comments which outdoor brand you have been buying and whether it earned the price. Your go-to jacket, what you paid, and whether you would buy it again. I read every single one. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.